We are watching both of them tomorrow and Wednesday, but Wednesday is the main high-impact wintry weather storm system that we're watching as the attention getter for this weather week. I'm Camden Walker for Capital Weather Gang. It is an active weather week ahead, so buckle up your weather seatbelts just a little bit. It is going to be cold even after the wintry storm system on Wednesday, and to start off the week, we've got a cold rain generally tomorrow, and that could lead to maybe a little bit of mixing north and west of town, but much less of an issue around the greater DC area, mid-Atlantic, than what we're looking at for Wednesday. So just keep that in mind. When you wake up, you could see some rain around. It could be heavy at times, and we want to make sure you're just ready to see maybe a couple north and west spots, seeing grassy, sorry about the shaking, some as comments are loading, but some grassy accumulation is possible, some snow and sleet well north and west of town. I think even Frederick, Maryland is now in a winter weather advisory for tomorrow. So nothing around town, but we are watching Wednesday with much more attention, as you've been following us on CapitalWeatherGang.com and on Twitter at Capital Weather. This is the Wednesday storm moving in from the southwest. Some snow could begin on Thursday morning, and I've slowed this down as much as possible so you can get an idea of how this progresses from early Wednesday morning. Here's Wednesday midday, and then overnight on Wednesday into early Thursday morning, the storm system is finally pulling away. Hello, Laura. Glad to get outside this weekend. Yes, indeed. Hello, Liz. Good to see you. The snow does not stick around too much, but we could, that's the dancing line of rain, snow, and sleet around I-95. And Alan, thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry about the commute impacts tomorrow. It is generally a cold rain for tomorrow. Just to re-emphasize, tomorrow is not the main weather event of the week, but it is a wintry storm system with perhaps some mixing north and west of town. Wednesday is the higher impact event that we're watching for later this week. Rick is looking forward to the snow. Excellent. Hey, Ben, thanks for tuning in. And again, this is the main event this week. It might be kind of a bullseye for I-81 and points to the west and north of DC. But here's our snow potential index. We're taking a measured approach. It's a 5 out of 10. And you can follow us on Twitter at Capital Weather and on the blog, CapitalWeatherGang.com, to see our SPI every day that we think there is the potential for accumulating snow. Right now it's a 5 out of 10, kind of the mid-range of our scale as we watch the details come together for the Wednesday storm. And we have lots on CapitalWeatherGang.com. Even the Geminids, they're peaking tonight if you can get out. I think 1 a minute is likely. But here's CWG.news/latest for our latest forecast, and CWG.news/winterstorm for all the details on this main winter storm that we're talking about for Wednesday. But don't be surprised if you see north and west of town even tomorrow. Generally a cold rain around town, but some mixing north and west of town on Monday as well. Might see a few flakes, grassy snowflakes collecting, but nothing major to speak of around the DC area. So that's all the latest we have for you on CapitalWeatherGang.com. So far, no snow. This is the most snow we're talking about coming up on Wednesday into Wednesday night since early 2019. And again, here's what we're looking at for Wednesday highlights so that you are paying attention to us on Twitter at Capital Weather and on CapitalWeatherGang.com. I'm Camden Walker. Thanks for tuning in for our Sunday Sunset Live. Our first wintry weather discussion of magnitude since early 2019. We have not really talked about this much snow potentially, and the rain-snow-sleet line is dancing around the I-95 corridor. Details are still to come together more on Wednesday as well. Hello, Alan. Waldorf is good example of what you can find on our blog on CWG.news/winterstorm. Any location, here's a graphical representation, 2 inches or more. What's the probability that you see Wednesday into Wednesday night 2 inches or more? If you're in the red and oranges northwest of town, you have a very good chance of seeing 2 inches or more. But around town, you can see our probabilities are lower there in the green, 20, 30, 40%. And Waldorf does not have the high potential for snow accumulation. But again, this rain-snow line could move around. And here is just a sampling of what we have at CWG.news/winterstorm for 3 inches of snow. Here's some snapshots. We have all of this on our Snow Lover crystal ball, and we'll keep updating the blog later tonight as well, and of course at least once or twice a day as we get into the time frame of this Wednesday storm system that we're watching, and all of this on our Snow Lovers crystal ball that we have on CWG.news/winterstorm, or go to CapitalWeatherGang.com. Here's the general overlook that we like from the National Weather Service locally. In the red west of town, that's where we expect highest confidence of a fairly high impact event. Snow looks likely, maybe 6 to 12 inches along the I-81 corridor. And you can see here along the yellow zone and along I-95, we're looking at a lesser impact event. So if you're interested in more snow, you should go north and west of town if you can on Wednesday into Wednesday night. But again, this gives you a general idea of what we're looking at, as details still need to come together a little more on Wednesday and Wednesday night's storm. Here's another map we have at capitalweathergang.com on our latest blog reports at CWG.news/WinterStorm. You can, as Alan was asking earlier, you can pinpoint your location, which zone you're in, and what the probability is of each level of snow accumulation that we broke down for you here on this graphic as well. So keep that in mind. Right now, Davis, we're looking at the Euro model a lot, but we want to see the American model come into agreement for better confidence on this. And it's 2-hour delay of schools, Gordon. I don't know how the schools are going to handle if they're virtual. And Laird, I'm not sure about schools as well. And hey, Nancy in Arlington, I appreciate you following us from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Appreciate it. Hope your son is following this as well, who lives in Arlington. And Jeffrey, snow lovers, you're hoping do not see a snow hole. And Gordon, we'll see how much we end up getting. This is just a bit of a first educated guess. Again, trillions of air molecules have to come together to form this storm, and we don't know where all these trillions of molecules throughout the globe are going to collide and impact our area with the storm system. The final track along the East Coast is exactly what we need to watch. We don't have 10 to 100 miles give or take for this storm system on Wednesday. April, thanks for tuning in. You have family in Pennsylvania as well. Hey, from David from Ranson, West Virginia. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, I'm Cam Walker for Capital Weather Gang. We are on a little bit of a winter storm mode. Tomorrow and Wednesday are two storm systems moving through the region. Here's your forecast at a glance. Traft, you are teaching in person in Annandale, and I do hope that school officials are watching this forecast for Wednesday into Wednesday night. Perhaps even some impact on the commute Thursday morning as well. So keep that in mind, because you can see it's still cold behind the storm system Thursday into Friday as well. So we don't expect the snow to, if we see enough snow around town, which is still some question marks, we don't expect the snow to completely melt super quickly, but accumulation could be hard, especially on some of the road surfaces. So tomorrow, not a huge deal around town. It's a cold rain. North and west of town, some grassy accumulation is possible. Could mix with a little bit of snow or sleet. Don't be too surprised. Up toward Frederick, let's say. But no major accumulation expected here in the DC area at all. It is this Wednesday storm. I slowed down the European model for you just to give you a general idea where one weather model is, this is not necessarily a forecast, but this is one weather model thinking about where this track could be on Wednesday morning. Here we go. Wednesday midday, and then Wednesday evening into Thursday morning at 7 a.m. is the final slide right there as the storm pulls away. Blue is the snow, sleet and freezing rain in the purple magenta, and red there is freezing rain actually. And then we could even see down near Hampton Roads a rumble of thunder with this storm and some heavier rain and sleet. So it is a mixed bag around the I-95 corridor potentially, but we still need to keep an eye on, we don't know where the rain-snow line could end up around the I-95 corridor. It could slip all the way west toward I-81, but currently, if the rain-snow line stays down toward I-95, we could see a bullseye of snow, maybe 6 to 12 inches along I-81 corridor for Wednesday. So here's some of our thinking for Wednesday. We're trying to keep some of it general information, trying to report to you the signals. We don't want to completely deterministically commit to direct numbers and specifics completely this far out from the Wednesday storm, but we are keeping an eye on it. It does look like it is a winter storm. It is going to come into our area. It is a mixed bag for points along I-95, most likely, and south and east of town, and is the higher impact event with tomorrow's storm system on Monday being mainly rain with some mixture accumulating perhaps well north and west on some grass, but it generally cold rain for tomorrow. Here's our snow potential index on capitalweathergang.com and on Twitter at Capital Weather. We keep you posted every day with our SPI when we think accumulating snow might occur, and right now it's a 5 out of 10. Martina, thanks for tuning in, and Robert, sunset looks purple behind me, so wow, in pink. Please send in and tag us on Twitter at Capital Weather and upload those photos at CWG.news/photos. I'm missing the sunset. I hope you can see part of it behind me. And what time tomorrow, Mary? If you're well north and west of town, it could mix later into the afternoon, but again, no major accumulation on the roads is expected tomorrow. It's generally a cold rain, Mary. Don't worry too much. And thanks, Gordon, for tuning in. You're most welcome. And Paul, yes, the track could move west and move the rain-snow line west toward I-81 on Wednesday. And if the track moves further to the east, that could drag down more heavy snow toward the I-95 corridor. 10 to 100 miles is not much when you think of global mileage. The storm system in a global circulation pattern, a major storm, it could jog just a little bit and it doesn't perceive much of a difference, except us humans, we think 10 to 100 miles is a big difference. So we need to see where exactly it ends up on Wednesday, and that's one of our big question marks. But the potential is there with moisture and cold air nearby that we have rain and snow and a mix of maybe some sleet and freezing rain in there as well. So stay tuned as we get closer. We hope to have higher confidence line as we get toward Wednesday. Robert says the sunset peaked about 10 minutes ago. And going to Warrenton, you should be okay, Liz. No major road impacts in Warrenton tomorrow. Mainly a cold rain. But yes, some grassy surfaces could see a little bit of mix of snow and sleet if you are looking carefully tomorrow. So here's for Wednesday, 5 out of 10. And we have lots going on in the blog, even this weekend on CapitalWeatherGang.com. You can check out the peak tonight in the Geminids at CWG.news/Geminids. And the latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. And up here is the most interest for you. We're watching that Wednesday storm at CWG.news/WinterStorm. So please keep that in mind. Go to us on Twitter at Capital Weather and the blog CapitalWeatherGang.com. Gosh, we have some breeze going on here at sunset too. And of course, our snow tracker we have on the blog as well. We're at 0 right now. We'll see if we can add on 1, 3, 5 inches come Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And again, going back to the Wednesday storm, that is our main focus of a fairly active weather with 2 storm systems, one tomorrow on Wednesday. Wednesday is the higher impact event, and we just need to see where that rain-snow line ends up. Right now, it's kind of in the weather models, dancing around the I-95 corridor. If the storm track moves toward the west, we could have more rain. If it moves further out to sea, we could drag down some cooler air and see more snow around the I-95 corridor than we currently expect. Here's a good probability map for you. 2 inches. Not too much, but where can you expect the probability of 2 inches to accumulate? 2 inches or more? At least 2 inches. If you're in the red zone or orange area, north and west of town, for Wednesday into Wednesday night, you have a very good chance of at least 2 inches of snow. Now, the yellow, green, and blue that you see around town here in points south and east, that's a lower probability, 20-30% chance maybe, of seeing 2 inches or more of snow accumulate on Wednesday into Wednesday night. And of course, here's just a snapshot of what we have at CWG.news/WinterStorm and on the blog CapitalWeatherGang.com. Chance of seeing at least 3 inches of snow. We did a list of cities for you at different accumulation levels on the blog, and it's under our snow lovers crystal ball section of CapitalWeatherGang.com. Go directly to the link at CWG.news/WinterStorm or touch on my face popping up below on your mobile device. You'll see all the links we're talking about, or they'll appear above if you're on your desktop or laptop. And again, the overall broader situation in this great map by the National Weather Service, in the red zone west of town, higher impact event, higher confidence of a higher impact event for Wednesday into Wednesday night. Here in the yellow, around DC and the I-95 corridor, that's where the question marks remain. The rain-snow line is dancing in the weather models right around the I-95 corridor. So at this time, it is not a high confidence or high impact event. We need to wait to get a little bit closer to grow the confidence in where exactly the storm track ends up and where that rain-snow line dances around the I-95 corridor, most likely. But it could move as far west as I-81, the rain-snow line, or we could have a storm system that's further out to sea, and we are well into the snow line around the I-95 corridor. So stay tuned at CapitalWeatherGang.com and follow us on Twitter at Capital Weather as well. Tomorrow, Randy, is mainly a cold rain around town and just some showers by the afternoon. Yes, north and west of town could see a little bit of mix, but Randy, we're focused on Wednesday as the main wintry threat this week. Let's see, Michael. Charlestown, West Virginia, yes, you could see a good amount of snow, maybe in the 6 to 12 inch band. We'll see as we get closer, Michael. And Josh, how long will it need to snow before it begins to stick? It might not stick right away, but give it maybe an hour. On Wednesday, the sun will be up. It's a December sun, so we'll have to see how cold we can get here in the midday hours of Wednesday as the snow starts from southwest in the morning, southwest of town, and then Wednesday afternoon, the snow is going to move northeast as well. So I hope that helps, Josh. Jay, I'm sorry about the volume. Let me see if this helps. I will take that microphone out because maybe that was the problem. Jay, I hope that helps. And what time should it start Wednesday in Fairfax, Dawn? Let's call it maybe midday, but stay tuned for exact details as we get closer on capitalweathergang.com. That's one of the things we need to watch as the storm system comes together late on Tuesday night to see how it's tracking, its speed, and what the duration of our wintry weather might be on Wednesday into Wednesday night. And David, indeed, Silver Spring is there in the yellow. So you've got a decent chance of slight impact with some mixed bag snow, maybe even sleet as it stands now. But things could change for Silver Spring and DC and the entire I-95 corridor as we get closer. Here's another decent graphic for you that we have at CWG.news/WinterStorm. This is the probability breakdown by geographic region. So this should help you as well to see at what level of accumulation is your probability of getting that accumulation throughout the region. So that's also available for you as well. Laura, I hope you can hear me a little bit better. Excellent. I'm sorry about the microphone muting me. It's the opposite of how it should have worked. And let's see, Michael, I hope all goes well in Charlestown. Please be careful. You can see the probability around Charlestown of a higher probability of higher accumulating snow there as well. And Jan, Gainesville is in slightly higher zone there. Look at that area just around Centerville. You can see at least 1 inch. You have a 75% chance of seeing an inch of snow thereabouts around Gainesville on Wednesday into Wednesday night. All right, Trudy Culpeper as well. You can see right there the chance of seeing 1 inch is at least 75% for you there. And Ted as well, Dulles, if you are not aware on the map, Dulles is right there at the edge of kind of the Centerville area. So you're kind of on that line. You have a decent chance of seeing an inch. So thanks so much for tuning in, you all. I'm Cameron Walker for Capital Weather Gang. We're going to broadcast for maybe 3 more minutes or so. Let me know if you have other good questions. We are on kind of a winter storm mode here with an active weather week. Sunday today was decent. It was very nice. And we could have a decent day on Tuesday, but it looks breezy with these storm systems. Monday, tomorrow, we could see a little bit of not much accumulating mix north and west of town, but it's a cold rain here in DC. And then Wednesday is the main storm system we're watching for the wintry threat, the wintry impact around even the DC area. And look at that cold as we get into the end of the week as well. Here's tomorrow, mainly a cold rain. But if you're north and west of town, don't be surprised of a little accumulation here or there, maybe on some grass. We're talking up near Frederick and thereabouts north and west of town. So it's a kind of wintry feeling storm, but not really much of a wintry impact anywhere near the beltway of DC tomorrow. Here's the Wednesday storm. I slowed down this animation just to give you one European model, the weather model, here's some thinking of what the storm track could be starting on Wednesday morning. Here you go at 7 a.m. moving in from southwest. The snow, it moves in midday. The red and purple is mixed bag, freezing rain and sleet. That is currently projected by at least this one model. It's just giving us a snapshot of what could be one potential scenario for Wednesday into Wednesday night. And the storm gets going really well, maybe even some thunder down there in southeast Virginia around Hampton Roads as it pulls out there on Thursday morning. So the higher impact event this week is indeed Wednesday. Bill, if you live northwest of town, you can buy a shovel or a sled and maybe have a good chance of seeing enough snow for that. Annette, I'm glad you're tuning in. Thanks so much. And Brad, the snow prospects are still in flux. We still have several more model runs before the storm gets going on Wednesday morning. So please stay tuned. It's important to remember that weather models are just a snapshot, and you want to kind of piece those together in a time series. As we go forward in time, you want to see what the trend is. The trend is more important, not just one exact snapshot weather model in one point in time. So that's the challenge, is putting the mapping of trillions of air molecules coming together to try and form this storm over us in our region on Wednesday. We have a little bit of give and take, a little bit of unknown. We try and speak in probabilistic terms since we can't know where every little molecule in the atmosphere is going to bounce off each other. So we're trying to give you some generalities, and our snow potential index is one of those. We have a 5 out of 10 on our SPI right now. So we'll of course keep updating this every day as we keep watching the weather model trends as we get closer And of course, plenty of material for you on capitalweathergang.com. The Geminids, they peak tonight. Go to CWG.news/Geminids. Here's our latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. And of course, of most interest, CWG.news/WinterStorm for the latest thinking and all the details. I mean, we really went into it for you on Wednesday into Wednesday night. So plenty there for you to check out. And of course, we will think maybe add a little bit of snow to our snow tracker. We have not talked about this much snow potentially in the DC region since 2019. So right now, I-81 is the main corridor for the snow, maybe 6 to 12 inches in that bullseye zone. And here's a nice graphic for you of seeing 2 inches or greater. What's the probability in that area? Red, orange, dark red, that's the highest probability. Northwest of town is what we've been saying. That's the theme right now. The storm track is currently forecast to bring the rain-snow-sleet line along the I-95 corridor. So along I-81, further to the west in the colder air, snow could accumulate much easier. David says we are due. Indeed, it has been a while since early 2019 since we've talked about this much potential snow around DC. Bill, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you as well. And thank you, TJ, for following us from New Jersey. That is wonderful. And good, Liz. I don't want anyone to be too scared about this. We can handle this amount of snow. And Charlene and Jolene, thank you both for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So south and east of town, and the lower probabilities for seeing even 2 inches of snow there in the yellow, green, and kind of light blues. Those are the lower probabilities of seeing 2 inches or more. And here's another snapshot of what we have 3 inches or more. We did a bunch of cities and locations around the region, so make sure you check this out at CWG.news/WinterStorm. It's under our Snow Lovers Crystal Ball. We really broke down the probabilities for you of seeing various accumulation amounts, and that's at CWG.news/WinterStorm, or go to capitalweathergang.com directly. And again, the impact that we're looking at for Wednesday into Wednesday night is mainly west of town for the higher confidence, higher impact of winter weather event. That's where the air will stay the coldest, the snow will fall the longest without even potentially mixing with sleet or snow, but things could change. So do stay tuned for specifics to keep being tweaked as we get closer. Let it snow, says Joyce. Drew, thank you for tuning in. Raphael, you're most welcome. And you all, please stay safe and keep watching with us. We still have about 48 more hours to get this into better focus in our yellow zone here along I-95. That's where it's less confident and less impactful, it looks like. But things could change. The storm track could change as we get closer. And of course, we broke down some probabilities for you of various accumulation levels on CWG.news/WinterStorm. You can touch on my face. All the links I've mentioned are below on your mobile device, above if you're on your laptop or desktop. So please check it out at capitalweathergang.com. I'm Camden Walker signing off. Thank you all for tuning in, and keep a watch with us, especially west of town. It might indeed be in the bullseye area of 6 to 12 inches of snow, but exact timing and amounts still to be determined. And there's a little bit of leeway as we get closer and watch how the rain-snow-sleet line may dance around the I-95 corridor on Wednesday into Wednesday night. So thanks again. Camden Walker signing off. Follow us on Twitter at Capital Weather and on the blog capitalweathergang.com. Take care. And thanks Jay and Heather and Mary and Liz for tuning in, and everyone. Bye for now.